Assalamualaikum. Today we will present about the efficiency in Zakat Management System, a case study of Lembaga Zakat Selangor, LZS. Our group members consist of 4 people: Aneesa Salbiah Binti Noorhisham, Siti Binti Shamsudin, Nur Syahirah Binti Nazarruddin, and Nur Fasha Naliah Binti Baharuddin.
Okay, I will start with introduction. The principle of paying zakat is one of the Islamic teachings or pillars of Islam. Zakat can be used to alleviate poverty and enhancing people's quality of life by distributing property to deserving individuals. The management of zakat distribution is controlled by zakat institutions. It is one of the organizations that provides stability and sustains the Islamic socio-economic system. Majlis Agama Islam Selangor, which is called as MAIS, is the Selangor State Religious Council. Its main activities include collecting funds from eligible Muslims through the Lembaga Zakat Selangor, which is called as LZS, and distributing them to the appropriate beneficiaries. It provides a variety of services to zakat beneficiaries, including food, shelter, healthcare, and education. Currently, LZS is a zakat institution that aspires to be visionary and best management techniques in creating and sustaining excellence not only for recipients but also for the society as a whole. With the accreditations obtained by the zakat institution, it has now become a benchmark for collection and allocation management zakat as an integrity monitoring practice.
Next is modus operandi of zakat. Firstly, zakat collection. In Malaysia, the development of zakat institution is improving, particularly in terms of zakat collecting. So, the total zakat collection in Malaysia has risen dramatically from year to year, with a part of the money going to the total zakat collection for each state. So, the rest of the zakat collection is also attributable to various causes, such as the growth of e-zakat. Most zakat institutions in Malaysia have begun to establish e-zakat by utilizing a web-based internet application that provides zakat information available to all people digitally. Furthermore, the collection of zakat in the Lembaga Zakat Selangor, LZS, increased since the LZS has made it easier to pay zakat. LZS payment method to collect zakat are as follows. So, according to the figure, all Muslim payers have several selections for paying zakat. The LZS have devised numerous strategies to assist zakat payers in fulfilling the pillars of Islam. All responsible payers have option of using e-Zakat Pay, which is an online financial transaction platform that connects bank in the payment of zakat to the Selangor Zakat Board, MAIS. The most recent innovation is delivering service to zakat payers in payment by salary deduction, also known as scheme berkat. So all of these methods, internet banking, credit card, telephone banking, Selangor Zakat Agent is a zakat collection method used by LZS. So using these all mechanisms, LZS will collect all zakat and distribute it to the recipients. Next is zakat distribution. The Selangor Zakat Board, MAIS, distributed zakat following the Syariah guidelines. The asnaf is defined in verse 60 Surah At-Taubah. So according to the Quran, there are 8 groups of people who are eligible for zakat payment. LZS has outlined the details of the 8 asnaf categories of recipient. So, number 1, asnaf fakir, a Muslim who has no property or income, or he has a property or income but does not reach 50% of the kifayah limit of himself. Number 2, asnaf miskin. A poor asnaf is a Muslim who has property or income that can only cover more than 50% of their needs and dependent, but still does not have enough kifayah limits. Number 3, asnaf amil. The MAIS has selected amir to represent Sultan in zakat administration activity such as collecting and distribution. Number 4, zakat mu'alaf. It is someone who has just converted to Islam or whose heart has been tamed among those who have not embraced Islam or who needs to be brought to Islam. Number 5, asnaf riqab, a person who is slave by a force or circumstance that make it difficult for him to live a better life. Number 6, asnaf fisabilillah. It is an effort, struggle and activity aimed at sustaining and protecting Allah religions. Number 7, asnaf warimin. It is a Muslim who is incapable repay a loan incurred to cover the necessity of himself and his dependents. Lastly, number 8, Asnaf Ibn Sabil. It is referred to a Muslim who ran out of money while on a good journey and in conformity with Islamic law, which on condition he ran out of supplies on his journey, could not use his property to continue the trip, needed basic facilities in travel problems, and he or she neglected on the journey. So, aside from the 8 zakat recipient, the LZAC has provided information on zakat distribution to zakat applicants. Maksudnya, permohonan agihan zakat. Each zakat applicants will be scrutinized by Hadul Kifayah. Maksudnya, setiap permohonan zakat akan dinilai melalui tapisan had kifayah. Okay, the following is a summary of the distribution application approval process, which is langkah-langkah untuk proses kelulusan permohonan agihan untuk zakat, pemohon zakat. Okay. Firstly, applicants, maksudnya pemohon submits a completed application form to Lembaga Zakat Selangor. Number 2, the kifayah limit rate and information enter into the zakat distribution system will be used to evaluate zakat candidates. Maksudnya permohonan zakat akan dibuat semakan berdasarkan kadar had kifayah dan maklumat dimasukkan dalam sistem agihan zakat. So, yang ketiga, number 3, the candidates will be subjected to an interview if approved or rejected. So, permohonan tu akan disiasat sama ada permohonan tu diluluskan atau ditolak. Lastly, applicants will be classified as asnaf fakir or asnaf miskin. So, if asnaf, zakat aid will be provided to the candidate. So, pemohon tu akan dikelaskan mengikut antara asnaf fakir atau asnaf atau miskin. So, sekiranya dia adalah asnaf, bantuan zakat yang bersesuaian akan diberikan. We will continue with zakat management. In Malaysia, the State Islamic Religious Council are accountable for zakat management and administration. The SIRC principal goal is to centralize all Islamic religious activities at the state level. SIRC are also appointed to Sultan Advisory Council on Islamic Affairs in each state. So the federal government is restrained from interfering with state-made decision as well as state-owned zakat collection. So the privatization of Malaysia's zakat institution is intended to improve the capability and efficiency of zakat collection and distribution under the State Islamic Religion Councils. So the zakat privatization of the zakat institution aim to maximize the use of management introduced by the state by employing a specialized computer software system to distribute the asnaf into the database and decrease organization that may slow down the zakat distribution process. So, the government should be held responsible for collecting and distributing zakat contribution for several factors. Instead of receiving zakat cash directly from the rich, zakat distribution by the government will safeguard and maintain the dignity of needy and poor people. Furthermore, if zakat payers distribute the zakat funds directly, they may be influenced in a way that disregard the notion of zakat funds distribution. Zakat institutions play two fundamental roles. First, collecting zakat dues and distributing zakat revenues. This duty will be performed by zakat officer, amil, who have been designated by the government.
Zakat is classified into two types with zakat on self, called as zakat fitrah, and zakat on wealth. Okay, zakat fitrah is a small imposition imposed on each and every Muslim, must be paid annually without fail. Every year, the payment is made during the holy month of Ramadan or fasting month. Okay, next, zakat on wealth. Okay, it is divided into the following categories, which are firstly zakat income. Okay, wages, remuneration, payments or revenue derived from work or effort performed on a regular or one-time basis are all examples of income property. Okay, next, zakat business. It is zakat that must be paid as an outcome of commercial property, whether it is private business, partnership business among Muslims or with non-Muslims, business of all types of companies, cooperatives or stock business, and so on. Okay, next, zakat on savings. Since it can be used to exchange gold and silver, the currency is required for zakat. Money, either in the form of paper, coins or others, has the same purchasing power as gold and silver. Okay, next, zakat investment. Okay, stocks are funds that have been invested in a company or business. The performance of a company is typically measured by the dividends paid out, as well as the price or value of the shares as shown in the stock market. Okay, next, zakat EPF, which is called as zakat KBSP. It refers to funds from a person's employment income that is kept in an employee savings account. Okay, since the concept is the same as saving, the EPF is liable to zakat. The only distinction is that savings in the EPF cannot be withdrawn randomly like savings in a regular savings account. This money can only be withdrawn in part by the contributor once he reaches a certain age during his service period, or in full once he enters pension or retirement age. Okay, next, zakat gold and silver. The gold zakat nisab is calculated using the current market value of a gold nisab of 20 mithqal, which is 85 grams, or silver nisab 595 grams. Okay, zakat takaful. It is types of savings or investment which has zakat property and is liable to zakat obligation if the terms are fulfilled. Okay, lastly, zakat padi. Zakat padi is only payable on padi yield. Other than that, zakat on padi, subsidy money, which is coupons. One of the factors that can influence the rate of zakat collection by zakat institution is community's perception of the effectiveness of LZS. The greater an individual's perception towards the zakat institution service quality, the greater his confidence in paying zakat to the zakat institution. Okay, next, continuous zakat promotion and disclosure. The greater an individual's exposure to zakat, the more inclined he or she to pay zakat. For example, speech, talks, forums, distribution of pamphlets, seminars and others is used to convey zakat message are likely attributed to an increase in the number of payers. Okay, next, the effectiveness of management of zakat institutions. It is the major aim in improving the socio-economic status of the local community. The zakat institution must be seen as truthful in its management to have a good image. In this context, LZS is seen effectively managed into a structured, practical, and in line with the image organizational body with a corporate concept. LZS provides assistance in the form of financial aids, rental aids, education fees, marriage aids, medical assistance, and capital ventures for business, as well as present gifts to Asnaf Mu'alaf. These are techniques for assisting Asnaf in becoming better Muslims by providing early childhood assistance and knowledge guidance. LZS is also spreading awareness through campaigns to attract new payers into zakat payment and to encourage existing payers to increase their contribution. However, LZS should also focus on personal empowerment for all Asnaf by not relying solely on LZS distribution. Okay, among the list of assistance that is provided by LZS, which are medical assistance for the poor, next house rental assistance for the poor, aid of bodies and associations for Fisabilillah, assistance in the application of Islamic values for Fisabilillah, school fee assistance for the poor, life debt relief for Gharimin, monthly financial assistance for Fakir Miskin, monthly food assistance for the poor, home building and repair assistance for Fakir Miskins. But lastly, there is many more assistance that is provided by LZS.
Next, I will continue in efficiency in Lembaga Zakat Selangor on zakat distribution and collection. As we know, zakat governing bodies are supposed to be managed by religious individuals. However, misappropriation can happen from time to time. Malaysian Zakat Institution managed to collect of over RM1.3 billion in 2010. Despite advances in zakat collection, the number of zakat contributors still remains low. For instance, 142,029 Selangor citizens paid zakat on income to Lembaga Zakat Selangor in 2010. And being an obligation in Islam, efficient zakat management is very important in ensuring that the funds are appropriately handled as pledged by those who paid to it. Also, in ensuring that any disparities in its management do not tarnish Islam's good name. Lembaga Zakat Selangor has seen a significant increase in zakat collection since its beginning. Move to the performance of zakat distribution. As we know, the COVID-19 pandemic that has occurred in recent years has shocked the world. However, for the sake of the responsibility of taking care of the 8 asnaf and the needy people in the state of Selangor, LZS remains to continue throughout the difficult period in 2020. As we can see in the picture, it is the differences of zakat collection and distribution for 3 years, for 2018 until 2020. As we can see, the collection of zakat is increasing throughout the years of 2018 until 2020, where in the year of 2020, it exceeds the value of RM913 million compared to the year of 2018 with the total of RM793.7 million. Therefore, based on the total of the collection, we can conclude that the management of Lembaga Zakat Selangor is improving each day, and the public, especially the society in Selangor, is now aware of the importance, also the responsibility to pay zakat. Therefore, the total of funds collected are increasing each year. Meanwhile, for the zakat distribution throughout the year of 2018 until 2020 is increasing up until the year of 2019 with the total of RM868.3 million from RM829.9 million in the year of 2018, and decreasing a tad bit on the year of 2020 with a total of RM867.2 million, which prove that the zakat management of Lembaga Zakat Selangor is effective and efficient as it decreased the number of zakat distribution. This is because the fewer the distributions, the more efficient a zakat institution's management system is. Okay, as we can see based on the picture, it is regarding the zakat collection according to its type in the year of 2020. Based on that picture, we can see and conclude that in the year of 2020, zakat collection is dominant on zakat of income with the value of RM 528,771,379 ringgit, whereas it can be considered that majority of zakat payers doesn't have any problem regarding their income, and knowing that zakat collection is increasing each year, Lembaga Zakat Selangor can be known as one of the zakat institution that is slowly reaching on having efficient and effective zakat management. Meanwhile, as we can see, the smallest amount on zakat collection with the total of RM 21,909 ringgit came from zakat of livestock. Based on that picture, it is regarding the zakat distribution according to Asnaf in the year of 2020. Based on that picture, we can see and conclude that in the year of 2020, the distribution is still dominant on Asnaf of needy, which is Asnaf miskin, with the amount of distribution RM 342,974,143 ringgit. However, compared to the year of 2019, the amount of distribution on Asnaf of needy, miskin, is amounted to RM 343,177,455 ringgit, which is slightly higher than in the year of 2020. Therefore, based on that, it shows that zakat distribution in the year of 2020 is much better and prove that the zakat management of Lembaga Zakat Selangor is getting better each day despite of the pandemic of COVID-19. Next, we will move to the fractions of zakat distribution priorities in March until May 2020. Firstly, monthly financial aids are given to family of fakir, miskin and mualaf with a total of RM 44.3 million. Then, Ramadan aids with a total of RM 27.8 million are given to family of fakir, miskin and mualaf. Thirdly, house rental assistance with a total of RM 17.8 million are given to family of fakir, miskin and mualaf. And then bantuan khas COVID-19 BKC with a total of RM 11.8 million are distributed to 27,536 receivers. And then monthly meal aids with a total of RM 2.2 million are given to family of fakir and miskin. Next, emergency aids with a total of RM 2.2 million are distributed to family of fakir, miskin, mu'alaf and fisabilillah. And then medical equipment assistance with a total of RM 0.8 million are given to 13 selected clinic and hospital. And lastly, food bank or food aids with a total of RM 0.1 million are given to IPT students and nursery with a total of 20 institutions. Also, LZS have played their role to easing the burden of those who has been affected regardless of race and religion and supporting frontline workers in combating the COVID-19 outbreak. Also, it can be concluded that the zakat management system of Lembaga Zakat Selangor is effective and efficient as it is improving each year and it has proven its efficiency in the year of 2020 as we have discussed before.
In this slide, I will explain about the implication of effective zakat management system in distribution. Okay, the first implication is it can help to reduce the poverty rate. There are past studies shows that efficient distribution of zakat has a positive impact in reducing the poverty rate. Not only that, it also works as an instrument of wealth and income distribution in Islam. For example, Lembaga Zakat Selangor has allocated zakat distribution through Zakat Selangor Peduli. This is done in order to help the Asnaf and the B40 group who are affected following the Movement Control Order MCO 3.0 in COVID-19 crisis. This initiative not only can help the Asnaf, but they also can help the ones that are suffering from job loss and affected income due to the restriction. So, it can be said that the initiative taken can help to reduce the poverty rate, and it also can help to lessen the receiver's burden because they can survive their daily life and fulfill basic needs using the zakat given. The second one is it will be able to form a knowledgeable generation, especially among the Asnaf. This can be done because zakat also giving an assistance towards the Asnaf in education. Then with knowledge, they can change their family's fate and get out of the circle of the poverty. Also, through the distribution of zakat, the Asnaf not only given financial assistance, they also will be assisted in form of the schooling needs. For example, it is reported that 7,000 Asnaf students who are taking Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia receive laptops and tablets along with internet data. This will enable them to follow online classes during the MCO period. Other than that, these measures taken are priceless because they can gain more knowledge through the online searching, and also the Asnaf student can improve their skills in using laptops or tablets. And then the implication is it can increase the Asnaf spending ability. As we know, through the money aid given by the zakat institution, the Asnaf can spend and meet their needs in Daruriyat. However, we would want to enhance their spending ability so that they also can meet their the needs of Hajiat and also Tahsiniyat. Indirectly, actually the assistance provided surely will be able to change their standard of living. So, despite money aid, zakat institution should offer them program or training that is suitable according to their skill and capabilities. For example, single mother who are poor but still be able to work, they can be encouraged to learn sew and start a small sewing business so that they can gain more income, and they should not depend too much on the zakat fund given. On the other side, they also can try to change their status from zakat receiver to zakat payer so that they can also help people who are in need. So I will explain about the issues and challenges, which is the inefficiency in Lembaga Zakat Selangor. Okay, the first inefficiency is difficulties in identifying zakat receivers. This happens as it is difficult to obtain detailed information about the poor and needy, especially for them who are living in rural areas. Then, the zakat receiver also write an incorrect information in the application form. This action surely affects the whole process of the survey because only complete form can help the zakat institution and Amil to track them and give assistance as needed. For example, they wrote an incomplete home address. From this, we can see that the Amil and zakat institution surely taken quite some time to identify and find the zakat receivers, whereas this also leads to inefficiency and slow progress in distributing the zakat. The second inefficiency is lack of capacity building for Asnaf. What is capacity building? Capacity building means the process of developing and strengthening the skills, instincts, abilities, processes, and resources that organizations and communities need to survive, adapt, and thrive in a fast-changing world. From this, we can say that the capacity building for Asnaf is needed. Otherwise, it will make the zakat institution to look inefficient as the contribution and distribution of zakat only be able to reduce the poverty in a short time, and the receiver also unable to develop their resources but only to rely on the next zakat fund. And therefore, it is very important to come up with a long-term solution to help the asnaf, such as by considering some solid ideas that could assist them in developing their talents and knowledge. And then we can say that the capacity building strategy is proof can help to strengthen the economy and the level living of asnaf. And the last one, the inefficiency, is the inconsistent potential of zakat payers. This actually happen as the number of zakat collections keep on are decreasing, even though the number of population are quite big. This was proven by some report of Lembaga Zakat Selangor, whereas the population and payer ratios are inconsistent. So it is important for the way of zakat collected should be changed to a more friendly and closer to the potential zakat payers, so that more people will be alert and they can pay zakat on time.
In conclusion, we affirm that zakat institution can play a vital role in enhancing the government's effort to alleviate poverty among poor and needy Muslims. The administration of zakat is an important responsibility. It is not only concerned with collecting and distributing zakat, but also with the principle of upholding Islam as a religion for all humanity. Therefore, such principle must be the core of zakat institution operation, since it improves their well-being and quality of life. Aside from zakat collection, another crucial aspect is zakat education and awareness, which the institution may directly distribute through technology. The practice and culture of zakat institution in Malaysia must be improved. Thus, it will be more proactive and inventive through technology development to increase zakat fund operations. It is recommended that zakat institution provide additional funds or budget to technology expenditure every year. In this case, the federal government may help the institution with technology budget allocation.
Cakap dah bayar?
Awal kau dah beres kot.
Zakat sekali?
Zakat itu dunia. Zakat kan hukum Allah.
Zakat adalah wajib kepada
Kena zakat lagi. Kecil je nilai zakat. Jumlah gaji tahunan termasuk bonus darab dengan 2.5%. Mewah kereta ni.
Aduh, lari bajet.
Apa je? 2.5%. Sikit ni je. Mampu kan?
Apa lagi? Jom berzakat di Zakat Selangor.